whatever the it is, okay? You thought you could make me cry. What a dickhead. He's gonna be watching me, he's gonna think he's gonna make me cry. He's an SE, I'm gonna make him... If there's anyone who's gonna make me cry, it's me. And if there's anyone who's gonna make you cry, it's also me. So you're kind of f***ed. Anyway, what's Gucci, guys? So today we're gonna be doing something juicy. And by juicy, I mean repeating myself repeatedly whenever I start a video. On a serious note, it's gonna be type analysis, in-depth type analysis of SEE. Yesterday I had birthday. It was my birthday yesterday, and I got a beautiful, beautiful gift. In fact, this gift is on my chest right now, and you're kind of wondering, what does that mean? His gift is on the chest? You might not know it until I show it. Do you see this? Do you see this, guys? Look at this. Look at this shit. I have my reality check, which I love that logo. It's the logo of my other channel. I just love that logo. Now, Rusted Typology, there's not much to do with the logo. I was thinking, listen, it kind of would be dope if I could turn this shit into merchandise. Imagine that shit. Everyone walking with reality check shirts. Let's get into the video. So guys, let's start with the Superego Block, which is a cope fest. It's one of the most important blocks ever, because that is where all of your coping is at. Now, when it comes to the Superego Block, we know that it only gathers information. It is not producing anything new. So with the Superego Block, we know it's conscious and it's normative. It's only relying on gathering information. Now, the Superego Block is no joke. Literally. It takes itself very seriously. It's not flexible and it's not playful with it at all. Now, the superego does not solve any problems. It only identifies problems, which then you use your ego block to solve those problems that get identified by superego block. Easy peasy, right? As it is normative block, the individual does not have their own opinions on this one, but rather external objective information that he relies on. This block is very self-critical. So we're gonna start with the role function. Role is normative. Element is unchangeable. And the user is afraid of any change done here. Okay? Or any kind of dissonance that happens in this placement. The role function always makes the same conclusions about everything that they gather. And this is the first thing that the individual sees around them. Any annoyance or any frustration here is not tolerated. And we know that NE is the internal qualities of an object. Individual's inner content. In this case, it could even be personality, their capabilities, their potential. The SEE is rigid in this area. They might think that they know better than other people in this area. Even though, truth to be told, they also lack complete confidence when it comes to imposing here. Afraid of changes in this case. It makes the SEE rigid about their own and other people's personalities. About who they are. They know who they are, and no one's gonna change that. Nobody will change them. They believe they know better about their mental and even physical capabilities. This element, it lacks any nuance. It's very black and white. And they will dislike any kind of new information, any information that differs from what they know, what they think. They would rather dictate than let other people dictate it for them. So the SEE wants to attract attention to their capabilities, to their potential, to their personality, to their abilities. This is how they measure other people's value, and this is also how they measure their value. No one can tell the SEE who they are, only themselves and their loved ones can. In their eyes, an attempt to even change them, try to change them, is a straight up offense. They want consistency in this area, okay?
Man, I see in Fight Club the strongest and smartest men who've ever lived. I see all this potential, and I see it squandered. God damn it, an entire generation pumping gas, waiting tables. Slaves with white collars. Advertising has us chasing cars and clothes. Working jobs we hate so we can buy shit we don't need.
Now they want their potential abilities, their capabilities, their personality to manifest through their ego block. Now we know vulnerable is a cope fest. It's also normative, but it's much more helpless than the role element. They gather objective information here, and if it is absolutely necessary, they share it. Although they often don't like to give their own opinion on this. TI is the external information of an object's position in space, distance between objects, hierarchies, one's sense of logic. The SCE is not sure of their logic, plain and simple. They don't dare to access it, and neither do they want other people to access it either. The SCE only gathers information here. They won't have their own opinions on this matter. They're trying to refer to an objective, external information. The SCE also does not create illusions about their logical qualities. They are also skeptical people, especially when it comes to hierarchies. A hierarchical system where people have positions where they can kind of abuse the power that the position gives them. Now, they might also be unsure of their own position in this system. They can struggle in maintaining it. Any threat to this position can result in a reaction. Same way as they would react to someone abusing their position, abusing the position in the hierarchy to have power over other people. Here they also might be helpless when it comes to organization of their room, their space and objects. They don't know how to organize those objects in space very well. And certainly they don't like changes being done here. If people's positions change too much in hierarchies, or maybe logic changes too much, oh man, it's a tweak party for the SCE. It's a circle jerk of the highest order. It's going in circles, your brain's melting, you just realize your whole life is a fucking lie, and hey, you just found out you're adopted. Now, the ego block is autonomous and it's conscious. Here, the individual consciously influences the external world. They also set up their own standards. This is the self-realization block. Here, they can also demand recognition. It's very creative and it's self-confident. This ego block solves all the problems identified by the superego, and this is what the fuck you use to solve those issues. We know that the leading element, the base, is controlled by the individual. They see the world through this element. This is the lens that they perceive the world through. This is very important, guys. Remember that. Of course, this is also done together with NE. You're never shy about anything that this element does. You're completely self-confident and you're completely fucking uninhibited here. They choose the information they want and they do whatever the fuck they want with this information. Now, I sees the external information of an object. It's push-pull, it's money, it's beauty, it's aesthetics, it's individuals' willpower. It's also mobilization of other people. The SCE is completely sure of their own volition. They're completely certain of their energy.
I saw his eyes turn to glass. Yeah, you can laugh and you can smile all you want, but I could see it, you know what I mean? Where was he when it was time to step into the cage, you know what I mean? That's funny because there's many occasions where he has been in the cage where he hasn't fought. Superstitions to me is another word for fear. I will break him mentally and I will break him physically.
There are self-assured individuals who impose their will on others. They're extremely confident when it comes to their will. And this is also how they impose their personality. They impose NE through SE. They set up their goals and they strive for them. They are decisive and imposing. Often very demanding individuals. They freely and without any inhibition express their will and their energy.
I don't give a what Eddie says. Who gives a The Irish are back. We've taken back control of New York City.
Now they gather the information about people's volition. Who is strong-willed? Who is weak-willed? Who needs to be pushed harder and who doesn't? They are confident when it comes to their appearance and their looks. They know how they look. And they won't be intimidated by people thinking they're ugly or pretty or whatever the fuck.
Nothing can faze me here. Nothing. Look at me, I'm fucking topless with a mink coat. It takes balls to rock this. He hasn't taken that hat off.
They know better. They know what they like, they dress however they want, and they will not bother if other people don't like it. They are also confident in the way they handle money. Be this very carefully or even carelessly.
You're one of those athletes who seems to want to control not just his image but also his money.
You should be in control of your own finances. You should be. I don't have a manager. I have people. I have agents and people who work for me. But I am in control of everything that goes on in my life, inside and outside. And that's the way I feel it should be. If I look at other athletes from maybe boxing or something like that, or even in MMA, they let people take advantage and take control of their situation. Nobody takes control of my situation except me.
Now this is important, right? They see the world, they perceive the world through this lens, through the lens of, they see the world through its appearances, the external shapes, through their own and other people's willpower. Now let's talk about the creative. The creative element is more prone to trying to shine. trying to attract. This function, this element tries to show off. This is the place where the individual creates something original. Creative is also more picky. What is FI, right? I think everyone knows it's about love, it's hatred. It's repulsion, it's attraction. Relationship between two or more people. It's also person's personal attitude. Person's attitude. Personal attitude of people. Whatever the f it is. Whatever the f it is, okay? You thought you could make me cry. What a f***ing dickhead. He's gonna be watching me, he's gonna think he's gonna make me cry. He's an SE, I'm gonna make him... If there's anyone who's gonna make me cry, it's me. And if there's anyone who's gonna make you cry, it's also me. So you're kind of f***ed. Anyway, they also don't hide their feelings. That's an important one. They know how to get close to people. They know how to kind of put distance between people. They also might feel like the other people need them for this. They might be invasive of people's personal relationships. And they're absolutely not shy about their own. They express love for their partner with great passion. They can also express hatred. They can talk about people's relationships. They can talk about their own relationships without any inhibition. Now, they can be understanding of people's attitudes, okay? But that doesn't necessarily mean that they will be empathetic here. Creative element can be manipulative. They can use it for good or bad. And they might not even be concerned about it.
That man was your friend, and you killed him like a fly.
Because he knows my first name? Son, this is the game. I'm playing his ass. That's my job. And I know what you're going through. I know what you're feeling. Terrified. Everybody goes through that the first time. I went through it. You gotta have a little dirt on you for anybody to trust you. My guys are pretty good, but they're not leaders. They're clowns. You're a leader.
As I said, they like to have good relationships with people and they know kind of how to keep them. They demand to be recognized for this. The SCE is often the leader of the group of friends. The one that will fight for their people vehemently.
Living off the fat of the land, forgetting who you really are, forgetting that you are Vikings. I was there when my father died. I watched him wretched in his cage above a pit of vipers. And I heard his last words. He was glad to die, laughing, knowing that soon he would sup with the gods. But he urged his sons, and he urged you, his people, to avenge him. The Christian plague has spread across the world, even infecting our Rouge brothers. But you still claim to be Vikings. Then act like Vikings! Come with me and conquer King Alfred!
Impose their will to defend those people from injustice. Now, SCEs can be openly physical and aggressive individuals.
Being shown, Strickland fires the gun. Son to move. Oh, and then,
wow. Oh my goodness.
oh wow.
Out of nowhere.
SCEs can be very, very protective of their bonds and of their relations. I mean, people know me. I've butchered and decapitated few people over shit like this. You know, it's not new. Either if I did not decapitate some motherfuckers for this, I still cut off a few other people. That's just how I roll. You talk shit about my friends, or you try to be smart, try to be a prideless motherfucker with no principles whatsoever. My friends are my friends, and I stick by them. It's a simple principle of loyalty. SCE can be very possessive in relationships.
Tranquila, que es uno de los nuestros.
Digamos que he cambiado de bando. ¿Sabes quién cambia de bando en las guerras? Los traidores.
Tokio.
La gente de mierda.
Tokio.
¿Sabes qué pasa con esas ratas? Pueden cambiar 1, 2, 100 millones de
Tokio,
veces.
por favor.
Que te va a traicionar. Que te va a traicionar a ti como les traicionó a ellos.
And they also feel entitled. They feel the right to be this way. They can be very demanding and they can be invasive in their relationships. SCEs also tend to be the ones who are in charge of their relationships. You know, usually it kind of makes sense. Ethical types actually have control in their relationships. So the SCE will dictate the relationship. Now, the SCE believes that power and authority should be expressed not through hierarchy, but through friendships and bonds.
Remember, nothing heroic gets done without support, without unity. We must back each other, we must support each other. Before you go out, look left, look right. Know that these people that are with you are your brothers. These are the people you need to fight for. Fight until victory. Take these people out!
The SCE is known by their people as a protective leader or a loyal friend. And they put the SCE in that position out of trust. The SCE will not express their power through the positions they're in, but rather through the relationship. Now the SuperID, this is the place of phobias, this is the place of worries, this is the place of shit like that. The individual here doesn't blame itself for the mistakes, he blames other people for the ups he makes. Also key here, they need to be corrected in this area. Suggestive has no opinion of its own. They prefer to give that responsibility to someone else. Now we know NI is information about time, how certain events will unfold in time, a state of hurriness, timing of things. Everything with time is basically NI. Has very difficult time, or literally, let's be honest, they lack a sense of time. They don't know what the f is gonna happen tomorrow or the next day. Obviously, it's a bit of an exaggeration, but asking the SCE, so what are your plans for the future in months ahead and how you see it, shit's blank. So the SCE doesn't plan their actions based on time. They might not be aware of schedules, and they might have a very difficult time following them. They might take action very impulsively, without thinking about the consequences of their behaviors or of their actions. Now, if there is a negative reaction, like a negative consequence, the SCE, being the motherfucker he is gonna start blaming everyone else. The SCE subconsciously wants a big daddy dom in this area. They want someone to take care of this problem, to organize their time, to warn them about the future. They might lose time doing something productive, which is why they need an ILI to organize their time and their actions. The mobilizing placement does need supervision. It is hurt by criticism. Here, the individual can only be what is expected of them, and they're afraid of any issue in this area because they think they might not be able to handle it themselves. They would overthink it. Here, the individual is unconsciously indecisive. TE is action. It's movement. It's people's ability to work. It's facts. It's a sense if action is logical or illogical. Now, a CE is afraid that their actions make no sense, that they're not effective in accordance to time, that their movements and actions can be overly chaotic and maybe unnecessarily expansive. If it's needed for the SCE to take action, they will do that. If not, they won't. But they need clear information in this area and might even prefer other people to take responsibility here. Tell them how to work and how to do this specific thing to get the result that they need. They want to work efficiently, but they need support. So if you have an SCE professional fighter, this individual will need a very good and competent trainer. A trainer that will tell them how to move. A trainer that will tell them when to move. A trainer that will tell them when to act on a certain move. How to fight, right? He is gonna teach this SCE the proper movements and proper actions that the SCE then will learn, the SCE then will grasp. Because the SCE wants to learn here. So they will silk reject the shit out of it. And only then the SCE will become a very competent and all-around fighter.
Improvisational capacity to try to break through beyond the techniques.
You're free to move with no restrictions, and learning is a lot easier. Every time you spend time with Ido Portal, you learn something.
Now, the SCE's actions are adaptable and impulsive by nature. Their actions can make sense with regulation and competent help. Now, what is ID? This is the social block, right? It demonstrates itself. It explores the external world. Here, the individual tries to be an example for everyone else. There's a need to be noticed by this exemplary behavior. They can demonstrate their talents and their skills. Now, what is a SCI? A SCI is the information about the quality of space, how someone feels in a sensorical sense. If someone feels comfortable, if someone feels uncomfortable, if someone feels satisfied, if someone feels dissatisfied, it's satisfaction, it's hedonism. Now, we know SCE is SI ignoring, so let's get into it. Now, the SCE here adapts to the current situation. They adapt their sense of pleasure to the current situation. They go with the flow. Just enjoy whatever comes at them. That is why they can be seen as hedonistic. Just as the ESI can be emotionally empathetic, the SCE can be empathetic with people's sensations. They can take physical care of people without minding it, such as their partner. Despite this adaptability, the SCE might still be quite insensitive to how people truly feel themselves. They might not care much what they drink, what they eat, how they eat, if it's sensorically bad or if it's sensorically good. They will change their habits, though, if a partner tells them to. They know how to please people with sensations, how to provoke certain sensations in people, if requested. They also don't impose their own opinion in this area on other people. The SCE can be restless, but they can also rest if it's requested or if it's needed. And they can take pleasure in resting. They are very pragmatic when it comes to their health. It all depends on what is required in the moment.
Oh, that's right, Luke. Get it out. Shut up.
Oh, yeah!
Oh my God!
So in many ways, this position is fearless. The demonstrative placement wants to showcase and show its talents and skills. The individual wants to earn praise, right? They want to earn praise here, but not brag about themselves. The bragging part is in the ego block. Now, FE is information about emotion, their internal excitability. Emotional states such as depression or excitement, a sense of whether a person's inner impulses are ethically evil or not. If there is a way to change what is happening within that person to impact it. SE gladly expresses his emotions. They are not shy about this in any way, shape, or form. They can express moods of melancholy.
Someone from the Make-A-Wish Foundation reached out to them and said, this kid from Ireland, he has cancer or he has leukemia or yeah. This is probably going to be his last wish, and his last wish is to talk on the phone to you. And it my head up because this little kid is in Ireland, and I'm telling the kid I'm gonna take this belt and I'm gonna bring the belt to you.
Or excitement.
Yeah, I love this shit. I love this.
Without being able to control it. They can be very charismatic and even charming. Now, their emotions tend to be a bit more, I don't know how to say it, maybe calm, compared, for example, to an IE. So the SE is more serious.
She's collateral damage. Hope's murder. I want to hear how sorry you are. I'm still not feeling it.
But their emotions can be perceived as very terrifying. They can impose their negative emotions on the atmosphere, on other people. They can be loud and they can be expressive. But it all depends what the SCE is feeling in the current moment.
I am different in any given time. The World Tour was a different time. This time, I am cold. I am emotionless. I am zen, at peace.
If they feel sad, they will express it. Their actions are consequences of their current mood. If they feel angry, if they feel sad, if they feel excitement, that all is gonna be expressed without any to give in any way, shape, or form. This video is fucking long. But you're with me, right? You get that. You get what the I'm trying here. Right. Okay, good. Let's move on. Now, even though they are shameless in expression of emotion, they might not be completely aware of their emotions or moods. They don't have a clear sense of it. It's unconscious. And in fact, they're insensitive to their own emotions and emotions of others. They are never tired of expressing themselves. And they can be very provocative with this. They can inflict negative emotions on people. Watch them react. Watch them get angry. Watch them whine.
It's like talking to a birthday present. You gotta take that crap off your face. I want to see what Grandma got me. Christ! That is disgusting. No wonder you cover that up. Have you seen it? I mean, have you looked in the mirror? That is gross as hell. I can see your socket. I want to touch it. Oh, come on, can I touch it?
The SE feels completely comfortable in this area. They can enjoy having those negative reactions, making people feel scared, making people feel embarrassed. Anyway, guys, that's it, right? SE explained, nice and concise, with examples, with everything you need. Now, if you have any more questions about this type or anything else, remember to comment down below. I'm out because I literally feel like my brain just melted. Bye. Ciao. See ya. I'm bouncing.